Welcome back for the completion of part one of this Vision for 2020 workshop. So you're almost there, and if you feel ready for rest, that's perfect. I totally get it. And you know what, this time of year is all about rest. So before you get to rest, first of all, this tiny thing we're going to do is preserve some of what you want to keep. So you've reviewed your year across all 4 seasons, and now you're going to just do a little bit of free writing before a small completion ritual, which will involve you burning some of the pages. So you're going to want to have some matches or a lighter ready, maybe a fire extinguisher, but hopefully you'll be able to do this very safely. So firstly, please take a fresh piece of paper and take a couple of breaths, as always, to drop into the body. Drop into that deeper inner place within. And allow your inner voice to emerge as you write stream of consciousness answers to the following questions. Firstly, what worked for you in 2019? What really gave you what you wanted? What produced the happiest moments and highlights? What worked for you? Next, what didn't work for you? What perhaps left you depleted or disappointed, or simply feeling something that you didn't want, or left you with something you didn't want? What didn't work for you this year? Next, what did you learn? What did 2019 teach you? Remember that life will send us the lessons that we need to learn, and if we don't learn them, it will repeat those lessons. So if you don't want too much repetition in 2020, now's a chance to really consolidate your learnings. What did you learn this year? Now there might be some final reflections that you want to add, and by all means, free write to your heart's content your insights from 2019. Harvest all the goodness that's there for you. And then finally, I'd like you to write out your 4 words, one for each season, that encapsulated each of those 4 periods of the year. And you're going to take a look at those, feel into them, and then sum up the whole year with 1 word. It might be one of the 4, or it might be something different. But complete this. 2019 was my year of what? What 1 word defines 2019 for you? And finally, when you have completed all of that, so press pause if you haven't, and then when you are ready to complete the whole of this section of the workshop, I feel very tender as I say that, because there's a lot of reverence here. This is, we have one precious life, right? And this is how you lived it in 2019. So we're closing this chapter with some honour and some reverence. So I invite you, either on your own or with some loved ones, to complete this section. So the piece of writing that you just did on that fresh piece of paper, put that safely aside. You're going to need that in part 2 of the workshop. But the rest of it, you're working out the pages on which you wrote down those key events and those key insights, the emotions, the gains and losses. Take those pieces of paper and you're going to burn them one by one. But before you do, take a moment to say out loud some words of gratitude. Thank 2019 for all that it gave you, for all that it took away, for all that it taught you, for all the experiences that you were offered and that you had in this year. Say some words of gratitude. Like I said, this is your one precious life. This is how you lived it. Be grateful for the life that you have, for the life that you've lived this year. Say aloud some words of gratitude. Be witnessed by those who are with you. It is their honour and their privilege to do so. If you are in a group, take it in turns. Say your piece, burn your papers, and then move on to the next person. And simply witness one another. And when you're ready, burn the pages one by one. And watch the flames release and consume 2019. Well done. You made it. congratulations on completing part 1 of this beautiful workshop. You've cleared some space. Don't rush into anything else. Take your time. You certainly don't need to do part 2 straight away. I think it can be beautiful to give it a couple of days. But when you're ready, I really hope that you will join me in part 2 of this workshop to create a really beautiful 2020 for you and your loved ones.